Now, on Queer News Tonight, DEI is DOA in Florida as the State Board of Education bans it all.
My Hollywood Pride Tea Party and Outshine film is how South Florida will celebrate the LGBTQ+ experience.
The club kill shooter is pleading guilty to dozens of hate crime and firearm violation charges. Will the death penalty be on the horizon?
Krista Hanbel comes to Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts January 27th with some Dolly Parton tunes and a whole lot more.
A mainstay of Wilton Manor's drag culture, Hamburger Mary's is being sold. The LGBTQ+ community of South Florida is worried about its impact.
Hello and welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily evening television news, broadcasting live, then available on demand on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV, plus social platforms including Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It's time to queer up the news. It is Thursday, January 18th, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we are going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
I'm Out South Florida senior reporter John Hayden. This evening we bring you the news of and perspective representing the LGBTQ+ community from South Florida, America, and across our planet.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ+ evening news show. Whatever happens unique in the LGBTQ+ news, you will see it and hear it.
Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ+ community. Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our Black community, Latino, lesbians and queer women, trans students, youth, seniors, HIV, AIDS, healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
We are part of the largest LGBTQ+ media company in America, Hotspots Magazines and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ+ experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ+ and broader community.
Well, it is Thursday, which means we've made it to the weekend, so let's meet tonight's panel. And we begin with Dr. Bobby Huen, a certified civil and family mediator and founder of BH Conflict Resolution Services. Originally from Hong Kong and having grown up around the world, he offers a queer global perspective on current events. Welcome, Bobby.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah. You've got a large drink with you tonight. Staying awake?
Yeah, well, iced tea.
Iced tea, oh.
Just
okay.
Eat some caffeine.
Okay, cool. Up next, Dr. Tai Houser, a professor of English and Humanities at Broward College and a teacher at the College of Business at FAU. He has served as a visiting professor at colleges in Bolivia, Brazil, China, India, and Spain. Tai also owns Linden Bridge, an educational experience company. Good evening, Tai.
Hi, John. Hi, boys. How we doing tonight?
How's it going?
We're getting through.
Yeah.
Ready for the weekend.
We're going to do it.
Happy Thursday.
I'll drink to that.
Up next, welcome Will Haas. He serves as the president of Bears of South Florida and is a seasoned bi-coastal real estate professional with experience over here in Fort Lauderdale and Wilton Manors, as well as over in Naples and Marco Island. And welcome back. And you've got a bunch of big stuff. First, congratulations, Out South Florida. Your Bears of South Florida won Best Group. So congratulations on that. Well deserved.
Thank you.
And then you've got a couple of events coming up too.
Yep, we actually have bingo this Sunday. We have a pool party coming up and a bunch of other events coming up this soon.
Okay, bingo is where?
Bingo is at Hamburger Mary's.
Okay, what time?
It is at 5 o'clock. Doors open up and starts at 7.
Okay, sounds awesome. And finally, Gregg Shapiro. Gregg's 9th book, Refrain in Light, was selected for the Poetry Mutual 10 Best Poetry Books of 2023. His entertainment coverage, including celebrity interviews, runs in a variety of print and online publications, including the very presumptuous, pretentious, prestigious,
Fabulous.
Out South
Florida.
Welcome back, Gregg.
I'm so dang happy to be here.
Well, we are glad to have you. And we are the reporters for Queer News Tonight. This evening, we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ+ community in South Florida and around America is diverse, Our community across the world, vast. Here are the bullet points of the queer news for today. First, let's queer up education. Florida banned public funding for college diversity inclusion programs. DEI and FLA? No way. The State Board of Education is happily implementing a law banning state colleges from using state or federal money for diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Those are defined as any program, campus activity, or policy categorizing individuals based on race, color, sex, national origin, gender identity, sexual orientation, promoting differential or preferential treatment on such grounds. It's the latest implementation of a law passed in the last session. The board also wants to change core curriculum. They want to remove a sociology class and replace it with a course on American history before 1877. This affects all of Florida's public universities, many of which are led by Governor DeSantis' yes men, including UF President Ben Sasse, who openly states that the U.S. has too much democracy. This is, and that's it's funny, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true that America has too much democracy, according to the president of
the flagship
university. Sorry,
And a
Seminoles.
former senator to boot.
And a senator from Nebraska, so that part doesn't surprise me. But the fact that he's leading one of our educational facilities, but this is just one of a dozen or so state colleges around the country that is just narrowing the thought process. You know, you narrow the words, you narrow the ability of people to think. It's like the Heritage Institute and DeSantis all read their Orwell and said, hold my drink.
Yeah, I mean, the process here, basically, this regulation is going to eliminate any kind of association that is campus association that is based on all those criteria. In other words, protected status. Yeah. Some of them are federal protected. So goodbye Gay Straight Alliance or any kind of queer association. Goodbye any kind of based on nationality, for example, international students association. So now everyone must be treated the same, except that essentially just creates a systemic discrimination.
Yeah,
We're losing all our freedoms. Just going right out the door.
Yep.
One at a time. Right, like a playing card. Deal right out.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Not one at a time. They seem to be taking out wide swaths at every swing.
Scooping them up.
So I've been watching this all transpire from, on campus. And this all started about a year ago when there was a McCarthy-era letter that came from the Board of Governors or whoever they are, the education department. And they wanted a list of every program, every faculty member, anything that had diversity inclusion in the title. Yeah. And so all the work that we did as faculty to create definitions of teaching and learning, to create mission statements, have all been just scraped. One day they just went into, the college attorney, because it was the law, they went into our course outlines, which is what we teach. It's what we tell the state that we teach. And diversity and inclusion was wiped out of every one of them. All the learning outcomes were just changed like that. And in order to make those learning outcomes, it took hours of people power, committees. It was terrible.
Am I the only one who's wondering what a degree from the state college in Florida will be worth in years to come with these restrictions? I mean, other than maybe going to work for the Koch brothers or Uline, who will hire someone with a degree from a Florida State College?
I mean, basic sociology. They removed basic sociology because they're so afraid that, learning that society is diverse and equality is a thing. I mean, instead they want to teach basically a Hillsdale College version of American history. That's come from the conservative movements to counter the New York Times inspired curriculum of emphasizing on minorities in their role in American history. They start a new project called 1776 or something, where it was like, it's white. America is a white Christian nation. Separation of church and state is never real. It's going to be completely hogwash. It's going to be a hogwash substitute of curriculum.
So banjo lessons will be a required.
Probably.
Exactly.
But do you think we're going to have another Stonewall? On our campuses at some point? will rebel against it.
I think there'll be lawsuits.
I don't think their students are motivated enough to do that. I have a lot of faith in the young people coming through our college systems, and I think that they will change things for the better. But I don't think they are 1960s passionate.
No. And just in case you're wondering, wow, 1877, that sounds random, but it's not. It is basically from the end of Reconstruction, or basically the beginning of the end of Reconstruction, all the way back to however far they go. Now, I haven't seen the course curriculum, the course outline, but I have a feeling it's not going to start off with our slave-owning founding fathers. And that's not a slide, that's not making stuff up. That's just real. They want to continue, basically this is continuing to whitewash American history as we've already done it for our first 240, 50 years, however long you want to say slavery here goes back, and our discrimination against minorities. At one time, the Irish were discriminated against because there were too many of them coming over across the sea. There were too many Italians coming in, and we all know there are hateful, racist names that go along with those, but those sort of faded in history because they blended easier. But the fact is, America is built on the backs of other people who did not share in our democratic dreams from the very beginning. And now we've got people like Governor DeSantis and his fascist enablers who are saying, you still do not belong in this American dream.
That's why they call it the great experiment. Democracy. Next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. My Hollywood Pride celebrates Tea Dance plus Outshine Pride film January 28th. The last Sunday of this month will bring you the much-needed bonanza of entertainment, dance, food, drink, and unlimited fun. My Hollywood Pride will be holding a closing party with a classic tea dance at Karma Hollywood, a chic and trendy nightlife lounge, on January 28th. Spirit sponsor Lobos 1707 will offer drink specials to keep everyone dancing through the evening. The party will feature DJ Alex Verbeer and DJ Aural Fixation, and surprise live performances are to come. House of Trouble, created by Hector Castaneda and Jorge Zambrano, will be the co-hosts of the party. Entry to the tea dance will be $25. The same day, My Hollywood Pride will be celebrated at Cinema Paradiso. Outshine Film Festival will host Beyond the Aggressives. Following the screening will be a meet and greet with cast members. My Hollywood Pride was a creation of the Hollywood LGBTQ+ Council on behalf of the voices, perspectives, and presence of LGBTQ+ residents in the greater Hollywood area. My Hollywood Pride is the world's first Pride of the Year. This year's theme is Pride Starts Here. Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network are presenting LGBTQ+ media sponsors. Further details on every event are available on the interwebs, myhollywoodpride.com. I just love the number of events and the diversity of entertainment. Hollywood really has a great pulse on the Pride celebration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've been counting the days, 10, if my math is correct, until the always wonderful My Hollywood Pride really does begin. It starts here. It marks the beginning of Pride season here in South Florida. I can't wait.
And in America.
That's true. Yeah. Come on down.
It's cold the rest of the
We can't do it anyplace else. We got to do it here.
I'm out of the snow.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple other quick notes to put in. If you do go to the film festival, stay for the meet and greet. Those are always really fun. And, if just ask a question, ask them a question about process. Ask them how they found their character, how they embodied it, how they worked with the other characters, not just the other actors, how their character worked. Because it's a whole different level with actors. So I think you'll find it really fascinating if you stay for that. And also, my good friend and former colleague Craig Stevens will be hosting from the main stage from 1 to 3, and then our girl Faye, she's going to take over duties and finish up the evening until the after party starts at the club. So it's going to be a great time. So much to talk about with this, and we've been promoting it as much as we can because it's a really good time.
And next, let's queer up the USA View. Shooter who killed 5 people at Colorado LGBTQ+ club will plead guilty to federal hate crime charges. On November 19th, 2022, the most devastating LGBTQ plus gun attack in Colorado's history happened at Colorado Springs Club Q. 5 were killed and 17 more were injured. In a significant development, the individual responsible for the tragic shooting is set to plead guilty to new federal charges. Anderson Aldridge, age 23, has entered into an agreement with prosecutors to admit guilt to 50 hate crime charges and 24 firearm violations, thereby avoiding the death penalty. The plea deal, subject to judicial approval, would result in multiple life sentences and an additional 190-year term. This revelation emerged after court documents were unsealed following Aldridge's initial not guilty plea during a court appearance this week. Aldridge had previously received a life sentence in June for state charges related to murder and attempted murder. The proposed agreement also comes amidst a recent decision by federal prosecutors to pursue the death penalty in another hate crime case, involving a white supremacist who killed 10 individuals in Buffalo, New York. Michael Anderson, who was bartending at Club Q when the attack took place, said the federal charges sent a message to people that violence against the community is not something that can be overlooked. Club Q serves as a refuge for the city's LGBTQ plus community, and the shooting shatters the sense of security the community felt at the club. And that is good news, I think. I mean, I'm not pro death penalty for much of the time, but at least it's over now. He'll plea, he'll shuttle into a high security facility for the rest of his life. No one need to hear from him again. No one need to deal with him ever again. And because it's a plea deal, there's no takesy backsies. There's not going to be like 20 years of
I didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is, Colorado Springs is not known for LGBTQ plus friendly environment. It is home to multiple evangelical groups.
But it's evolved over the years.
Thank you. Yeah,
Sure.
it really has.
Sure.
But no, what
It
I'm
has a
saying
bad
is,
history, but it's a really backing community now.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's great to see the community rise up and embrace this place as a community, as part of the community. I could not have imagined that during the 90s. It happened that way.
Right.
And the other thing, I mean, and I think it's just good news all around.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like that the federal hate crimes have some teeth. That's what we're showing here. The federal hate crime laws have some teeth, and that's good.
Oh, bear in
And
mind.
whatever the sentence is, it's not enough, and it still won't bring back, and we'll say their names, Daniel Aston, Raymond Green Vance, Kelly Loving, Derek Rump, or Ashley Pye. It will not bring them back.
No, it will not.
Absolutely.
One of the most outrageous thing that I've heard during this whole case was that he claimed to be non-binary.
Right.
During the
Yeah,
Well,
but
he was
I don't really want to
weaponizing
give
that.
a lot of oxygen.
No.
to that.
I mean,
it has teeth, but will it be used and enforced? And in this case, it is. And I think it's important that the Biden administration, while it is here, hopefully for 5 more years, but as long as we have, we need to set precedents that we go after people who hate our community and commit crimes against us just for us being who we are. To put it in perspective, he had already pled guilty to state crimes, which according to ABC had sentenced him to over 2,000 years in state prison. 2,000 years in state prison, and this is obviously tacking on dozens and dozens more. It's not the fact that he's going to die in prison. That was already established. The fact is that it's our federal government standing up for us, standing up for the queer community, standing up for the people of color communities, to stand up for our indigenous Native American community. We're all targets of hate. And the federal government, at least now, at this moment, is saying absolutely not.
It's important. Makes us feel a little safer, in times like this.
Yes. Okay.
So Chris Haben is going to be performing at the Sunshine Cathedral Performing Arts Center January 27th. Popular in South Florida musical landscape, Christopher Haben has often seen captivating audiences in his piano skills at local cabaret bars such as George's Alibi and other Wilton Drive staples. Now he's stepping in the spotlight for his first solo cabaret show. Join him on January 27th at the queer favorite Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts. Be there to witness his handsome and talented artist. here in South as he weaves songs and stories of his past South and religious upcoming bringings in Tennessee. With his original songs and some of his Dolly Parton tunes and his autobiographical musical journey, Christopher will return to his Southern musical roots. His Miss Hamblin, the Ivory Tickler, will surely take us to the church in many ways, more than one. Many know Hamblin as his partner, beloved RuPaul Drag Race star Latrice Royale. Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts is a nonprofit experience supporting the LGBTQ+ community. It is also America's leading LGBTQ+ live entertainment series. Tickets start at $25. Further details for this event are available at sunshinecathedral.org. I think I may go to this event. I'm looking forward to it. I've seen him perform at George's Alibi, and it's fantastic.
Yeah,
Have you guys ever seen him?
No, I haven't. Tell us a little bit about the act.
He's just the one to perform. He makes you laugh and forget about anything that's going on in your life. And,
Yeah, so he's not doing straight up covers, right? He's like putting his own spin on it, a little bit of his own
kind of a combination of
verbiage.
everything, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
What nights is he on?
It's going to be the 27th, which is a week from Saturday.
No, what I was trying to ask is usually which night he is on an Alibi, because I don't think.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
I believe it's Sundays at Alibi.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, whoever it is that's currently booking the talent at Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts, bravo or brava.
Yeah.
You're doing an outstanding job, and you deserve to be praised for your work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lots of good acts.
All right.
Next, we're going to queer up drag culture. Hamburger Mary's is being sold, and general manager leaves. What's next for drag shows on Wilton Drive? Hamburger Mary's, an LGBTQ+ hotspot in Wilton Manors, is being sold, and its general manager, Christina Donahue's last day was it last week, I believe. Donahue's social media has not mentioned her departure or any changes with the popular drag-themed bar. The news marks the second potential brand change. Rosie's on Wilton Drive originally opened as part of the Hamburger Mary's franchise. Sources in the bar community suggest the new owners will not be continuing the franchise. The restaurant faced challenges after the pandemic, having a grand opening for Stonewall Pride 2021. The restaurant opened to mostly negative reviews for food and service. Donahue has been successful in turning that around and providing a large variety of entertainment, including RuPaul's Drag Race queens performing at the restaurant and bar. Hamburger Mary's is the best known national brand for drag performance. The issue will be how this affects entertainers and guests. Unlike other places in the country, there are more than 5 regular locations for dining and drag in South Florida, so the change may not be felt like it would in other locations. Queer News Tonight will be following this story. Well, so yes, we can agree this is going to be a loss for some of the performers in the South Florida drag community. In my opinion, it's not such a great loss as a dining experience on Wilton Drive. There are many other finer better service, no service with a sneer, better food.
They try as hard as they can. I've never been poorly treated at Rosie or at Hamburger Mary's. I've just been undertreated.
Well, yes,
how about that?
Ignored. How's that? Ignored.
No, I don't want to do that. They're good people. They are good people. They really do try their best.
I wonder just though what it's saying that we can't keep a Hamburger Mary's here, because it seems like the right place. It seems like we should have
2
a
strikes
Hamburger
and
Mary's.
it's out.
Yeah. And twice now it hasn't
I think
made
it's
it.
I think it's just first the location and luck. The Hamburger Mary location, where it is located right now, play host to a multitude of bars over the years. It was Maddie's for a long time, and then it was Sidelines after they came back from Hollywood, and then suddenly it was Hamburger Mary.
When it was Rumors.
And then Rumors.
For all of that, it was
and the Rumors. Yeah.
Yes.
Which I love, Rumors. And the thing with that location is that there's, compared to other locations, there's less parking available, and it's not quite central in Wilton. Like it's not like the Alibi Strip, which is like right there in the Wilton Manors area. The other thing is timing. They opened in the middle of the pandemic. I remember, when everyone was social distancing, you can sit within 6 feet of each other, their face shields and masks and whatnot. Then correspondingly, probably the service and food suffered initially because of it.
Right. But that location, so Rosie's is there.
Yeah.
That hasn't stopped Rosie's from doing, and Lit is there, and Bona. So there are businesses that are thriving.
But I think the competition is so hard in our town because we have so many things to offer. You have to be one step above, everybody else. You just can't be just a mediocre performer.
Pub has drag regularly. I think Alibi does drag regularly.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think even Hunters have like cabaret shows occasionally.
Occasionally, yeah. No Manners.
No Manners.
In avant-garde entertainment.
Yes, exactly. So when it comes to attractions, it's not like we are running out of options.
No shortage.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I'll tell you, I've been following the Hamburger Mary's story literally as long as I've been here in South Florida. In 2006, they shut down Hamburger Mary's because they didn't want to pay the franchise fee. It was a crippling fee, and so they shut it down and reopened as Rosie's, a one-off owned by local businesses, and they do a great job.
Love them.
Hamburger Mary's then came back and they rushed to open in time for Pride, and we were past social distancing by then. I mean, they opened a week before we all shoved 50,000 people into a small little street. So, but they were unprepared. They only had like 4 people trained as employees at that point, and they just really never recovered. Now, as for what's going on now, I'm still following it. You can read all of my stories at Out South Florida. I've got several on this real estate development, and the latest that I've heard from my sources is that maybe the owner, who I'm pretty sure owns other entertainment establishments in South Florida, now may come in and not change the Hamburger Mary's franchise and motif. That's the latest I've heard. That, like a resident in that spot before, is just rumor. But I will continue. Thank you.
I was right there.
But I will.
Painfully there, but I was there.
But I absolutely will be continuing to follow this. I don't care if it's Hamburger Mary's. I don't care if it's another bar from Off Drive. Yeah. I just want my dog in the fight is the same dog that I have in every fight. I want what's best for the community. I don't want this to become 3 vacant storefronts, because that's how many storefronts that the bar actually takes up. But it's expensive. Taxes on that whole property, not just the Hamburger Mary's, but that whole little strip mall, are $3,500 a month, $42,000 a year just in property taxes for that. So it's expensive to run a business there. Now, they do have a lease that the new owners will inherit, a lease that takes them through, I think, 2031. But it's not cheap, and it's not easy. And so I just wish all the best to the employees and staff at Hamburger Mary's, whatever their future holds, and how well it's tied to the future of whatever is going to be in that spot 6 months from now.
But I also hope they still give their give back, like they're doing the bingo for the Bears. The money's going to the Bears. So hope they continue that charity back to our community, whatever store, wherever they take it.
Yeah. If my sources are true, and I don't want to say the rumor, but the bar or the business that would move into that space is very community oriented.
Oh,
good.
So I'll just say that. Well, this nonprofit show, Queer News Tonight, is made possible by the generous support of Visit Lauderdale. Everyone under the sun.
Next, we are proud of our special relationship with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at the Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
Well, we finish tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Tick-tock tie, you're on the clock.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up trans rights. The meaning behind Pedro Pascal bringing his trans sister to the Emmys red carpet. This week, Pedro Pascal stole the spotlight at the 75th Emmy Awards, showcasing sibling solidarity with his trans sister, Lux Pascal. Pedro was nominated for his role in The Last of Us. The glamorous duo showed up to the evening wearing matching black ensembles. Pedro's visible support for his sister has amassed positive reactions on social media. This is not the first time Pascal has shown support to his sister and the LGBTQ+ community. In an interview with Esquire in April last year, Pedro referred to his sister as one of the most powerful people he's ever known. With trans rights under attack in the country, Pedro's red carpet appearance meant so much to the LGB, but especially to our trans community. Well, they looked great.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up bear culture. Tropical Bear Week comes to Fort Lauderdale March 5th. Time to enter the tropical paradise as the week with hot bears is here. The Lauderdale Tropical Bear Week will be held in Fort Lauderdale and Wilton Manors from Tuesday, March 5th to Sunday, March 10th. The 6-day-long celebration will feature events like Bears in the Park Party, 3 pool parties, VIP bear cruise on the Jungle Queen riverboat, Camel Beach Party, and great entertainments with Crystal Waters, Varna, Jean Merman, Drew Sebastian, and awesome DJs. Lauderdale Tropical Bear Weekend Pass presently starts at $109, and VIP tickets will presently cost you $309, but the prices will increase after February 15th. A la carte party tickets are also available. The week of celebration will begin with a VIP welcome pool party at Solstice at Wilton and will end on the 6th day with the Tsunami Pool Party at Lugo Resort. Many of the events are anchored at our beloved Eagle nightclub on Wilton Drive. Further details on every event and schedule available here at lauderdaleTropicalBear.com.
Okay, so we say if it happens, you're going to see it, and we are. My prompter has crashed, as we say in the business, so I'm going to give you my LGBTQ plus 1 minute news and queer up some entertainment. Surprise, all the original leading men from Mean Girls the movie are gay. 2 decades after its release, the film is a pop culture staple, and in a surprise, not surprise, most of the guys are gay. See, I rhyme when I go off prompter. We just didn't know it back in 2004. Now, for a generation of high school queer kids in the mid-2000s, Daniel Francese's too gay to function only was an awakening. But this is not the only connection between the queer community and Mean Girls. 3 prominent actors in the movie, Daniel, of course, as well as Jonathan Bennett and Rajiv Srivenda, who played Aaron and Kevin respectively, are proud and out and gay. Daniel was the first of the trio to come out, followed by Jonathan, and finally, Rajiv in 2018.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up entertainment. Here is the sexy cast for The Love of DILFs Season 2. Get ready for the return of the Intergenerational Romance Season 2 of For the Love of DILFs, hosted by iconic bisexual goddess Stormy Daniels. The show introduces 5 new himbos and daddies into Dr. DILF's mansion. So who are these sexy himbos? Ready to mingle across generations? Here are the names. A Brooklyn native, Daniel, who has joined Faye Watt in bed with him. Identical twin Derek, high fashion himbo Quiz, a chubby muscular cub Rico, the season's very own gay Jesus Aaron, a professional model Nick. Wondering who the daddies are? Here they are. A former Wall Street executive Big Sal, Aussie daddy Kane, sexy Haitian American daddy Looters, New Jersey daddy Nigel, and Jimmy, a dashing daddy. Season 2 is going to be hotter than ever.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up gay culture. Why we love Rihanna as she comes out as a bottom. Renowned singer and music mogul Rihanna recently participated in an interview for her series Savage Confessions. aimed at promoting the Savage X Fenty Valentine's line featuring stunning red and pink lingerie, perfect for topping or bottoming. In a series of videos, Rihanna donned lingerie, candidly addressed questions about sex and intimacy, delving into topics that many gay people have been asked before. During one interview, Rihanna was asked top or bottom, and she had no trouble answering. She quickly said, "Bottom, of course. Disrespect me." This revelation surely makes Rihanna's brand more inclusive as she fearlessly engages in steamy conversations. For what it's worth, gay fans of Rihanna are going crazy to hear her being a proud bottom.
Top or bottom? Bottom, of course. Disrespect me. Shh.
And that is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Are you, like most of America, part of our very large television audience watching this live LGBTQ plus news broadcast right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV?
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
Oh, I guess that's me, because I'm John Hayden, and I still don't have a prompter. But I can say, on behalf of these reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, whose names I don't remember, but I think are Dr. Julio Capo Jr., or Max Fenning, Rick Carlin, and Faye Watt. What? I'm ad-libbing it, guys. To our community around the world, we wish you a very good night.
Good night.
Good night.